This is a recorded version of the first KURO meeting, just for those who weren't able to make it. First of all, welcome to those who were there, and I guess to those watching this video. This is just going to go over stuff about the club. We'll also have some silly animations and whatnot from our wonderful president, Ian Kim. First things first, we have an attendance survey. Well, it says a survey, but we modified it. It's actually just a link to our Discord. And you can see all our announcements there. So scan that and get bigger here. So please scan that. Please join our Discord server if you're not already there. All right.
Colors weave into a spire of flame. Distant sparks call to a past still unnamed. Bear this torch against the cold of the night. Search your soul and reawaken the undying light.
So yeah, that wonderful little animation was made by Ian. He is a PowerPoint wizard. I have no idea how he does any of that kind of stuff. Truly an art form. We are looking for new members, willing to take the following auxiliary positions: Department Liaison for ECS, AE, and ME, Expo Rep, and ESC Rep. Those elections will be taking place next upcoming Thursday. The club's purpose: we're a project-based organization and we accept all majors and experience levels. If you really aren't sure what kinds of things you can do with robotics, we included a bunch of different fields you can work on, and we don't really restrict anyone to working on any specific field. So if you're an aerospace major and you want to learn how to code, more power to you. We'll teach you how to do it. I'm specifically a computer engineer, and I have a lot of design experience. I already know how to CAD, 3D print, all that kind of stuff, and I just learned because I wanted to. And we fulfill that mission statement in a variety of ways. We handle the logistical nightmare that comes from acquiring funds, and we're pretty good at it. On average, we have about a $10,000 budget that we're working with for all our stuff. We handle all the parts acquisition and keep them in our room, which we're one of the very few clubs that actually has its own room space that it uses. And we currently are trying to have 2 company talks per semester. We have a variety of experience, and we can help you, or can help find people who can assist your projects. Me, Chauncey, I've been here for 4 or 5 years. This is out of date, but I've been a TA for ECS 388, which is the embedded systems class, and I even helped create a large part of their final project. And I regularly help people with their senior capstone projects. In the past, anyway. I'm currently a senior, so not as much. Ian is a 3D printing wizard, even though he said he isn't. He also is really good at CAD. He has a lot of experience with 3D printing, I already said. And he has like a weirdly wide range of knowledge just from watching an extreme amount of YouTube videos. He knows how to do carpentry kind of stuff. He knows how to do metal smithing, weird amount of chemistry knowledge. He's kind of like a super generalist when it comes to just various offhand topics. So yeah, you can always ask him and he might know the answer to that question, even if it's not aerospace related. And then we have a couple of alumni that float around: Brendan, Jordan, etc. We have a lot of other resources. We have multiple 3D printers. We have a lot of cutting tools, a lot of power tools. We have a workspace, 1135 Learned, storage space, both in engineering and on West Campus, electronics, raw build materials, and programming help. So yeah, we have a lot of just stuff around. Our plans this year are to also help fulfill that mission statement by giving our most active members the opportunity to attend a conference for free. definitely happening is the telemetry conference in Glendale, Arizona, October 24th to 27th. I wrote a student paper for it, and I'm getting more information on exactly how many people we're allowed to bring along later this week. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. But it will be free. And then the other one that we're trying to uh, do, if funding allows us to, is we're considering between the IEEE ASME Advanced Intelligent Mechatronics, also called AIM, Seattle, Washington, or, this is or, not both, because they're both expensive as heck, the IEEE International Conference on Robotics and Automation, or ICRA, in London. We're trying to get one of those two to happen as well, and those are in the summer of this year. New member training starts Tuesdays, 5:30. Location was 2BD, but now it's finalized as Eden 3002. If you're watching this and you're not an ECS or electrical engineering computer science student and you want to participate in new member training, you need to reach out to me ASAP so I can get you computer lab access. We'll have workshops on Python, C++, using electronic components, modeling using CAD, 3D printing, and machine shop training. And then we plan to have collaborative robotics challenges and competitions later on in the semester. New project requirements. So these are the basic guidelines that you would follow if you are a student wanting to work on a new project. You basically just have to have an idea of what you want to work on. We aren't just going to give you money if you don't have like a plan in mind. You have to show so you've actually put in research. So you have a basic timeline of when you'll work on a project and an outline of what needs to be done and who will be doing it. We're not capable of launching a satellite with a $500 budget, so please be reasonable. If you don't have knowledge or experience, at least have the dedication to learn how to do it. Don't just don't count yourself out of just being able to teach yourself how to do something or us teaching you how to do something. And then no self-driving potatoes. I'm not giving more context on this. If you want to know more, you'll have to just ask me in person. And then you just have to give us a simple parts order form and we'll handle the rest. I have a wide variety of projects that are both active and currently passive. On my back burner, I have Spider Robot with a little marble launcher that I've been playing around with, also incorporating AI into it, but it's currently in passive state because it's kind of in redesign hell. Another one that's sort of in redesign hell, but I'm actually close to restarting this one, is the Raspberry Pi gaming console on a 64 by 64 pixel LED board, and then making a custom game development API like Unity Engine, but really, really low end and just specialized for a 64 by 64 resolution. Handmade VR glove, which can control a game in Unity, is another fun one that I've been playing around with. And then finishing working on the hands-free Alexa chessboard because I need to figure out two-way communication between the Alexa and a Raspberry Pi. But my currently active projects are Discord bot that I've been playing around with. It's in Python. Working on Swerve Drive, which if you don't know what it is, you can always ask me. And then Shooting Gallery with a Twist, which is basically what the student paper I wrote is on. And I'm just working on finishing the prototype for that. Ian also has, Swerve Drive first. I forgot that this slide was here. This is what a Swerve Drive is. If you're not in FIRST Robotics, it's a drivetrain that's basically really hard to do because it requires a lot of control systems working simultaneously, and it can be really sketchy. And we already have the frame built and put together, and mostly all the electronics are ready to be finalized and mounted. And the code's underway. It's in C++. We're basically working on making the graphical user interface and then tuning the PID loops, which those are the control systems. And then there's software API that we have that we've been working with that's also a little sketchy. The modules are strange, but once you see how they work, it's pretty intuitive. Now, current projects, Ian's back burner. Just let him do his thing. Yeah, Ian is known for having a massive back burner of projects to be working on and not enough time to do it. We don't call him the devourer of projects for nothing. Continuing, frequently asked questions. How much time should I put into the club? There's really no limit to the amount of hours you can sink into robotics, and I sort of use myself as a personal anecdote to explain just like a good estimate on the wide range of hours you can put in. I'm normally kind of a slow learner. For me to teach myself something completely new from scratch on my own and know it well enough to not perfectly explain it to someone else, but close, um, it takes me about 10 to 20 hours usually. And when I say something new from scratch, it's like, oh, I've never worked with the I2C protocol, which is a communication protocol that's serial. And I'm going to give myself 20 hours to use some hardware that uses I2C protocol and understand it. I usually takes like that range of time. In the 4.5 years that this club has existed, I put in about 5,000 or so hours. So my range is 10 hours to 5,000 hours. And then, so if you were to put in maybe 10 hours to this club overall, you'll get taught a few topics and you might be able to apply some of them, kind of. If you were to put in about 150 hours, that's what a regular KURO member does every single year, I'm pretty sure is what this calculation was. And after that point, you sort of know how to do a robotics project and can also teach someone like the simple stuff. And that's if you were to attend both meetings every week for the entire year. If you were to put 1,000+ hours in, that's basically you coming in to work on robotics in your free time multiple times per week. I can't guarantee your sanity because some of these topics are very hard and you'll run into a lot of roadblocks along the way, but it is a fun time as well if you're willing to put in the hours. And then Chauncey and Ian, yeah, we're engineering cryptids. We're super engineering cryptids almost on multiple occasions. We've been confused for a PhD student. They've like knocked on our door asking us, "Oh, we're curious what research you're working on." And we have to tell them, "Now we're just very motivated undergraduates who are doing robotics and not great at it yet." But yeah, that's a wide range. It's up to you really how much hours you want to put into this club. How do you figure out what you want to work on? We get asked this all the time. People just don't really know what they want to do. And my advice to them is what's something you find cool? And if you find something cool, now you just have to ask yourself, okay, how would I actually try to do it? This is the research phase of coming up with a new project. So some projects, like you want to use a Bluetooth control, so you need to learn how to use Bluetooth on whatever language that you're doing. That's the start of a lot of projects in KU robotics. Another way is, oh, you have a list of things you want to learn. You don't know what you want to do with them yet, but you just think, man, I really want to learn how to do WebSocket programming or something. You could actually just take all those things and then try to brainstorm. Oh, I'm going to implement a project that uses WebSockets, and I will teach myself that way. That's usually where all our projects start, and you can also have your own methodology for coming up with ideas for projects, but this is usually it. You can watch YouTube videos and think, oh, I want to do what this guy did in this YouTube video from whoever. That's also a way you can start projects. A lot of our projects started as prototypes slapped together at Hack KU, which is a programming event, and it's usually terrible, and then we just refine it after the fact. That's another way you can do projects, just do like a massive sprint in a couple of days just to get some prototype out the door, see what worked, see what didn't, refine it, and then that's what you spend a good chunk of your time in KURO working on. I think this is the last slide. Yeah, I'm not going to go through the rest of that song, but thanks to Ian for putting his presentation together. He is fantastic at doing what he does. Thanks to our other executive members, Caleb and Gustavo. They've also been working hard behind the scenes. And I hope to see you guys around if seeing this presentation made you interested in our club. If you have any other questions, just join our Discord server and you can always just DM me. And if you want to get the membership role, be sure to attend one of our meetings in person so that I can actually, give you the role and I can verify you're not some random sketchy bot. That's all I have, so goodbye.